I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request, this time from Guillermo. And it's for a film that's under a couple different titles. One is called House Hunting, but where I saw it, it was called The Wrong House. And this is a film that it's rough around the edges. I wouldn't say I was a big fan of it, but I wouldn't say I hated it either, because I liked some of the bits of the story. Because I thought it started off rough, and then as the movie kept going, the story got a bit more interesting. And the two people in the cast, Art LaFleur, who I remember, he was in the Blob remake. He played Shawnee Smith's dad. When her and the boyfriend come home and he looks up for the newspaper and he's like, ribbed. Because he knows that's the kid that bought the condom, or thinks that's the kid that bought the condom. Yeah, he was in the Blob remake. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in some of the Transfers movies, I believe. I think he was in Air America. If you look up Art LaFleur, he's been in a lot of stuff. But one of the leads is Marc Singer, the Beastmaster himself. I remember him the most from Watchers 2, which I wish that would get a Blu-ray. I wish, but it's on a out-of-print DVD. It was only a shitty VHS copy. So, can we get a Blu-ray of that, please? Watchers 2, just saying. Watchers 1 and 2. But it was cool to see Marc Singer, and he was, like everybody else, they're pretty rough at the beginning of the film, because it's two families. Marc Singer's family, he has a new wife, he has his teen daughter. Marc Singer foreclosed on this house. They don't look at it. Also, Art LaFleur, he has a wife and this teen son who has a broken leg from a car accident. And the two of them go to this house, middle of nowhere, 70 acres. Seems like it's a steal of a deal. And let's see, the beginning of the film is very... I'm like, oh my god. Like even Marc Singer, and I'm a fan of Marc Singer, but even his acting was pretty bad at the beginning. But I will say, when they get to the house, and they start going weird, the acting and the story did get better. Because they find a girl whose ton is missing. They try to leave, but every time they leave, they always go back to the house over and over again. Until pretty much the car runs out of gas. And then pretty much what happens is they have to stay at this house, and every single day they open up a cupboard and there's 7 cans of beef stew, which is their dinner for the day. There's 7 of them, 7 cans of beef stew. They always pop up. And it goes to like a jump of a month later, which is like, what the fuck? We're already a month later? And pretty much they've been trying to leave no matter what they do. They can't. They try. No one's coming for them. Every day the same things. And then people start saying stuff. Art LaFleur's wife keeps seeing her little girl who passed away a while ago. The teen son starts seeing this figure with like a hood on it, like a sweater with a little bit of hoodie. And then things kind of start unraveling for both of these families. And they start pulling apart. Like Marc seeing his wife is like, hey, I didn't want to go looking at houses. Why do you take me? And like there's a little bit of backstory to Marc Senior's character, what happened to his first wife. Art LaFleur and not trusting Marc Senior, maybe vice versa. The teen girl seeing weird things, try to figure it out. Again, sort of this unraveling of this mystery. I don't know, just the acting started to get improved. I thought Marc Senior and Art LaFleur especially, their acting improved throughout the film. It made me go, okay, where is this going? Like, okay, I'm trying to get into this movie now. Interesting enough. And it was cool to see Marc Senior again. I will say, it was very cool to see Marc Senior again, because I'm a fan of him. And he doesn't do a whole lot of movies nowadays, and this was back 2012. And like I said, his acting was off at the beginning, but he kind of like fell into his own comfortable groove throughout it. Now, again, that was nice to see. And maybe want to go back and rewatch Watchers 2. And there's some interesting ideas within the movie. They get more into spoilers. Starting now, spoilers. Like the teen girl completes a puzzle as she's looking at it, and the puzzle is her looking at the house. So she goes outside, looks, and the camera focuses on her the same way as she looked at the puzzle. And in a way, someone described it best. Some of the characters are prisoners of the situations they've gotten themselves into and the secrets they're keeping. And that each family kind of did something to the former owner, and now this is kind of his revenge on each of them. Because the former owner, I believe he had a wife, and that wife is the girl that the teen kid accidentally hit and killed, and he got his broken leg. Not from hitting a deer, but from doing that. And then Marc Senior foreclosed the home. I guess that drove the former owner crazy. I guess killed his son and killed himself, if I'm trying to understand it right. And then super spoilers. This is the only way I could do it, I'm sorry. It's hard to talk about this film that's a mystery without spoilers, at least for me. Marc Senior, you find out that before he was seeing this girl that was his new wife. His previous wife found out about it. And you get the idea that I guess Marc Senior killed his old wife, his daughter's mom, by accident. and that was a secret he's been keeping for a while. Something about Art LaFleur's daughter, like the mom could have saved her. No, we couldn't do anything. But I don't remember, they don't really go into detail as to what that entails. So I guess maybe the guilt of whatever was supposed to save her daughter makes that woman, Art LaFleur's wife, hang herself. Or it's a personal demons that become their comeuppance. Like the teen guy who's an asshole, complete fucking asshole, killed this person, drove away, got away with it. I always say there's certain ideas that are interesting. For example, one person is figuring out that maybe a way to get out is that you have to walk backwards through the forest. If you walk backwards enough, you can maybe get back to reality. I don't know, just have an interesting idea. I don't know, just like Art LaFleur and Marc Senior, they have some decent acting moments in the second half of the film. And then when Marc Senior finally loses it, and there's a point where Art LaFleur comes back, he found a way to get back, he's going to tell the others, he's letting the others go because they're tied up at this point, and Marc Senior's bitchy new wife kills Art LaFleur. You tell Marc Senior's fucking pissed about that because this guy was going to lead him to safety, and she fucked up. And this, among other stuff, kind of, and then his guilt, kind of bring Marc Senior into madness. And again, just, it was interesting to see Marc Senior in this way, because there's not a lot of times I got to see Marc Senior as a villain, or that type of, like, do this kind of thing. So he takes one of the beef cans. Oh, that's what it is, because the beef can, the food was missing, the beef stew, and he finds it among her belongings. She doesn't know what it is. So that drives into the breaking point. You don't want to steal this, huh? You don't take food away from my daughter's mouth? And kills her with a fucking can of beef stew. And you have Marc Senior with blood on his face, and then talking to his daughter, hey, it's okay. What's going on? Like, just a crazed Marc Senior. It was cool to see, and I actually wanted to see a lot more of that, because I could tell he could pull it off. He could pull that off very well. The crazed, version of Marc Senior. It's not edited too much, Sally. But it's also one of those movies that, it's rough around the edges and the way it's shot. Let's see, the act at the beginning, And certain things, like you have the girl that, okay, she can't talk because she has no tongue. Why doesn't she just write what's going on? You have a month time, you have enough time, just get a fucking, just write everything. Just write every fucking thing that happened. And show them. Yeah, I know you have no time, but you got a pen and a paper. Write some shit. And it would have been nice to hear understand a bit more as to whole Art LaFleur's wife, who kept seeing her daughter passed away. Like, a little bit more about what happened with that daughter. Like, what really happened with her. To the point she said we could have saved her. Well, what was it? Was she sick? If they mentioned that, I must have missed it. But the details of that. And more so the ending of the film. was kind of confusing to me as well. Because the only one left is Marc Sr.'s daughter. Spoilers. Marc Sr. kills the girl with no ton. No ton. Don't kill me, shit. Fuck. I don't know where the fuck that came from. Shit. So then she shoots Marc Sr. Then Marc Sr. points and goes, wait, there's a car, look. She runs to it, so I guess the whole walking backwards doesn't fucking matter anymore. The whole walking backwards thing they brought up, I guess apparently that's not a thing anymore. You would think the walking backwards, since they brought that up a bit, that would lead into the final... No, not really. Like the interesting idea of having to walk backwards, why the fuck did you bring it up then? If you're not going to fulfill it at the end. There's another car, another family, she runs to it. She almost gets hit by them, just like her family almost hit the girl with no ton earlier in the film. And now it's another two families that's going through all this same thing that her family went through. Which was, I guess, the same thing the mute girl with no ton family went through. And that right there, the reason I said I'm confused by that, it breaks the hidden logic of the movie. The hidden logic of the film is, oh, the teen kid killed the homeowner's wife. Marc Sr. foreclosed on it, so that made the guy shoot himself and maybe shoot his kid, his little boy. What about the people before, who is the family of the girl who has no ton? What about these family? What the fuck do they have to do with the homeowner? If this is all the homeowner's spirit wanting revenge, because that's the spirits you see, is those three. Why is he doing it to the families before and the families after? So how does that work with the hidden logic of this movie? I don't understand that. I mean, they make it apparent that, what, you foreclosed on these people? Or does he just make this shit up with everybody? Does he just make this shit up with this family? Yeah, you killed my wife, and you foreclosed on me. Like, again, does he just make this shit up with everybody? And then the girl looks over and there's the homeowner, the ghost, cuts her tongue out, and then the movie's over. And I went, whoa, what the hell? And that's what I mean, like, that, and the amount of confusion I had, and like, I'm not a big fan of the movie. I'll say this. It was cool to see Marc Sr. again, because I'm Marc Sr. I grew up with the guy. He was on the TV show V. I mentioned The Beastmaster, Watchers 2, among others. It was cool to see him. I think his acting got better as it went on. I would like to have seen more Psycho Marc Sr., because that was pretty cool. Art LaFleur, nice to see him again in a little bit more of a prominent role. I thought he did a good job. Again, he got better as it went along. The story for a little bit was interesting. The whole stuck in a place. Getting the 7 cans of beef stew every day. Like, it seemed like I was getting a handle on the mystery. The more and more it was foretold to us. But then at the very end, I'm like, well, wait a minute. What about... If you were doing this because you want revenge, apparently that's not the case anymore. Oh, we're going to walk backwards to get... Well, apparently that's not the case anymore, because she didn't walk back... They just saw the car. Marc Sr.'s like, go, there's the car, go get it. Go to it. And then she runs for it. And which then makes me go, well, wait a minute. If she knows to walk backwards, why didn't, and it's going, you know that you're going to be here for a month, just walk backwards. You got your turn cut out. Come on, go outside, walk backwards. If you know now that's what it is, wouldn't that be kind of an easy fix? I have no reason to stay here. I don't want to be at this house. I don't walk backwards. Or is that no longer, I mean, whatever. That's what I mean, like, something with the script is, there's something I'm missing here, or there's something not as well written as it could have been. So, take that for what you will. But like I said, there's some interesting stuff there for me within the story. I think it needed a few more rewrites. And maybe a director that had a bit more finesse on the visuals. A little bit finesse on maybe the stronger cinematography, like a little bit of that, stronger on some of the editing. But again, take that for what you will. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.